authors to know and their books to read. My name is Martinique Brown, and I'm so happy that you have tuned in today. Today is a special day. You know why? Because we have Brandy Boulwen that's going to tell us about her book. Before we get started, I would love for you to go ahead and share this video now. Also, don't forget to ask questions, guys. Once you find out all the information and knowledge that Brandy has, you might want to ask a lot of questions. So make sure that you go ahead and ask her questions as well. Welcome, Brandy, to the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. So, okay, so Andrea said, how you doing? She said, how you doing, Brandy?
Hey, I'm doing good. Andrea, how are you?
I'm doing well also, Andrea. So, if you could just tell the viewers, who is Brandy Boulwen?
So Brandy is a lot of things. I am first an event designer and cake/treat maker. I'm also a certified business coach. I am a business strategist. I am a speaker and an author. So I'm a little bit of everything. I have my hands in a little bit of everything. God has been good to me.
Amen. So I know that a lot of people are tuning in because you actually wrote the book called How I Got Over the Storm That Tried to Take Me Out. She had a storm that tried to take her out, y'all. But God, if you could just tell us a little bit more about that book and who did you write the book for?
Okay, so this is my book. This inspired me. I was actually in Hurricane Harvey here in Houston last year. And that is the storm that tried to take me out. It is basically for anybody who has dealt with any type of life storms, whether it be a flood in your life personally or emotionally. It doesn't really matter. It applies to anybody who needs that pick me up or they kind of feel down and out, like there's just no hope for tomorrow. This book will help you get past that fear, that anxiety, and all those type of things. So this is geared for people who are ready for resilience.
That's good. And why did you decide to write the book, though?
I wanted to make sure that there was an outlet because those were the type of feelings that I had actually never felt before. And I wasn't secure enough with my own self to kind of express it to anybody. So I prayed long and hard about it. And God told me, write that book. There are people who need what it is that you're trying to say. And so I got pen and paper and I started writing.
That's good. That's good. So if you can just tell our viewers so they can just get a little bit more information about you, because the reason why I wanted to start this show is because, so many times we'll see authors posting their book covers, but we don't really get to know the heart of the person that wrote it. What are some of the steps that you took to overcome some of the storms in your life?
So the first step is I had to mentally evaluate myself. I had to be ready. So that's the step that a lot of people miss. You have to actually be ready to take that storm on and take back what the devil tries to steal from you. And one thing about me is step by step, whether it be a technique of fasting and praying, that has helped me overcome a lot of storms. When you can get the strength to turn that plate down, because I like to eat, I'm sure you can tell. When you get that strength to turn the plate down and actually focus on God and He be the forefront, He just literally will take over. So that is one of my biggest strategies, which is fasting and praying. And if you have not tried that before, I definitely need you to try that. Try God.
Yeah, and I know I struggle with the fasting part. I'm like, Jesus, you gotta help me because I be hungry. I'd be like, well, let me fast something else, like Facebook.
Yes, that's exactly how I used to be, and I just started turning the plate back, and it definitely is a struggle, but it got me here. So thank God for that.
Yeah, because the Bible truly does talk about, there's some things that God will reveal to you when you do fast and pray. So y'all don't be afraid to fast. Not even saying like if you can do the whole day or all food and water, but even if you can just do an hour or something, and that time that you decide, okay, I'm not going to eat for this hour. I'm going to read my Bible. That doesn't mean that replace it with something else like TV so you can keep your
Right.
mind off of it. But I'm glad you brought that up. So, Brandy, can you just walk us through the book so we can have a better understanding of, what to expect when we read your book?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you'll expect when you read this book is you'll go through the turmoil that I faced with life's challenges. And that was before the actual storm. So I was a third-time mom, and I was going through postpartum depression. And a lot of people don't feel comfortable speaking out about that. And, I had those dark thoughts. I was in, some pretty dark days there. And I wanted to make sure that my outlet was a safe place so that people can feel comfortable with your mental health. So my mental health was in a poor state, and I had to make sure that I had to get some kind of help. I had to, because it was to the point to where it was, pretty dangerous. So you'll know all about that, how that happened. You'll know how it kind of played out with the actual storm, from actually going to being homeless for a few months. We were living in a motel because the storm actually took our house out. And I talk about how my landlord actually threw all of my stuff out on the curb. I could not salvage anything. I am an event planner and a baker, so I had to refund $7,000. So you'll know all about that. And it's a struggle, but you'll see how I actually came out of that in the book. So anything is possible. If I can make it, you can make it.
Yeah. But what did you use? Who did you use, or what did you use as your support system through that time?
A lot of my support actually comes from my sister. There were times, even during the storm, where I had just given up. I did not even want to try to find a place. I had got so many no's because I just ran out of it. And she took over, literally. So she is my biggest support system, and that's actually Andrea here on the live. She is.
Hey, girl.
Yes,
that's so good.
We're 2 minutes apart, and she is my biggest support system. So I'm able to lean and depend on her for anything, any attributes. She's a big sister by 2 minutes, but definitely she's so much. She means a lot to me. So she is what helps me really get through a lot of it, and still helping.
Oh, that's good. So I know that Houston is huge.
Yeah.
Did you just have to drive like an hour and then you was in a safe zone, or did you actually have to evacuate to somewhere?
Yeah, so Houston has 7 million people. Even if you drive an hour, you're probably still on the north side, which is where I am. Okay. So we did have to evacuate. They had the tanker trucks from the military to help. We had lifeboats and things like that to assist us to dry land. And fortunately, my mom's area actually did not get flooded, so I was able to actually reach the destination. We had a lot of good Samaritans that actually help us through, our turmoil. People volunteered, came from out of everywhere, different states. So it was like God sent a certain group to come and get us, because at one point I'm 5'2" and the water was to my chest. So,
oh, wow.
Yes, and with 3 kids, you can just imagine, the thought process. It's just a scary feeling.
Do you feel like there's any mantras that you use just to keep yourself motivated during that time? Because I know that with me personally, there's been times when I've lost a job, was laid off, or I really hated the current job that I was in, and I'm like, okay, Jesus, you got to help me. And that, it's just simple things like that I would say, or, just constantly focusing on reading my Bible just to help me through those times. Was there anything that you had to just continue to do repetitively in order to help your mindset transition that this is not forever?
Yes, absolutely. Transitioning your mindset is so important. Affirmations are my best friend. So literally, when you open up your eyes, you have to really start conditioning your mind. It's an exercise. just like you eat healthy or you're walking every day and that kind of things, you want to make sure that you really train your mind, because sometimes, we grow up in situations and we hear I can't, or you can't, or, this is not possible so many times. We start believing those things. So what I had to really start doing is, you know what, Brandy, I can do this. You will do this, and start really honing in on what you're wanting, and, getting that positive energy within yourself, praying to God first. So like when people say put God first, I actually never knew what that really meant. And I talk about that in my book. So I step by step tell you how to actually put God first realistically. So when you open up your eyes, thank God for waking you up, ask him to forgive you for your sins, and whatever it is that you're needing, your heart desires, because he gives you that, start calling those things out and calling them forth. And that's what I do every single morning.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. And so how do you balance it all? You have kids, you had to start all over, and you also had your business. How do you balance everything and maintain your sanity?
That's a good one. So I had to learn how to start delegating things, since I run 3 businesses and with my kids, and I am a big fanatic of work-life balance. So start delegating things as small as, someone coming in to clean my house, or somebody being designated to take my kids for a couple of hours or something like that. You really have to try to focus in on your sanity, because you can lose it quickly and be overwhelmed. So I'm able to add different things, because now I have the strategy of how to add it. I have a rhythm going, so I don't overwhelm myself, and I delegate, certain things to certain people, and I invest in myself by doing that. So, to stay sane.
Yeah. Yeah. And so tell us again, who is your target audience for this book?
So my audience is for those who are ready for resilience. And I say ready because sometimes we'll say, okay, I need to do this. I hate this job. I need to stop hanging with this friend or this and that. We'll say that, but we don't actually do it. So this book is for those who are actually ready for resilience. They're ready to come out of the pit. They're ready to come out of those dark thoughts and, the thinking process that we were raised, which, could be a generational curse or whatever it is. They're actually ready to do those things, because I have a section in my book. I believe everybody has a story to tell. So the back portion of my book is actually for you to actually start writing your book. I'm going to show you. I have it like kind of laid out, so you can kind of, brainstorm your own book and start the process of getting your story out, for somebody who's going to help you.
So what's the importance of them writing their own story?
It's so important because there are people who are struggling in silence. I struggled in silence for years because I was ashamed to let somebody know, what I was going through, or I didn't want people in my business, because sometimes you can't trust people. So I had those different stigmas that were on my back, and I wasn't comfortable. So I had to make sure I got to a place to where I was comfortable. And it's so important for anybody listening to be comfortable and get you an outlet, and don't suffer in silence, whether it be domestic violence, emotional abuse, passive aggressive, narcissist. Those type of behaviors can kill you softly, and it's nothing really to play with. So definitely I challenge everybody to get out of those situations and start a plan, like an actual plan, and then start embarking on that.
So let me know how you deal with being a perfectionist, meaning that you have to have everything right before you execute this plan, and just trust in the process and say, you know what, I'm going to get better as time go on, but I'm going to start this. What does that look like for you?
So I've actually failed many times, miserably, in life and in business. And by me failing, I'm not going to say how many times, but maybe 2 or 3, maybe 8, I don't know. But by me failing, I'm able to actually take those failures and gain what was actually wrong from it. And I'm able to apply it to my life to get the right in it. So since I failed so many times, it actually granted me the grace by God to be a perfectionist and to know, the hardships, how I messed up,
Yeah.
and how I can actually fix it. So you
Yeah.
have to be ready to fail. I'll just put that out there so that you can get the answers to what you're looking for to do
That's
it right.
good. That's good. And you do have to go through those mistakes to find out how to fix,
Yep.
those mistakes, or how to no longer end up into that situation again.
Yes.
So I also just want to give a shout out to Justin Latasia that has joined the show as well. And Andrea said, "No losing, no learning." You are so right, girl. I
Yes.
tell you, because don't be discouraged when you
Right.
fall, because you know what, it's just teaching you what not to do the next time. So
Definitely.
don't be discouraged.
That is so true.
It is. So tell me about your discipline. How has that improved throughout this process?
So my discipline is I had to actually get a schedule. So I'm not sure how everybody's phone works, but if you're an iPhone user, you have alarms, and I
Yes.
use my alarms to advantage. I have an online calendar as well, but I have to really, kind of plan my day the day before or the night, and I have like a million alarms telling me, okay, it's time to do this, it's time to do that, so I can kind of stay on top of it because during the day, I do strategy calls for other business owners, or I'm actually taking over their social media platforms in my businesses. So I have to make sure that I'm on target and that I'm not missing a beat because I'm
Yeah.
a perfectionist. And
Right.
I use those alarms and online calendars to my advantage.
That's good. And guys, I know you're tuning in and everything, and please make sure you are sharing this video. We're gonna wait 1 second so you can go ahead and share it.
Yes, share, share, share. Share all in the
Share,
groups, y'all.
share. Make sure you share it, because Brandy is really just giving us some nuggets, and you can really get the full detail of how to execute different things and different storms that you may be going through, to help you to become even more successful. And so she's written it right there. Also, the book can be purchased on Amazon. How much is the book,
The
Brandy?
book is actually $22, and soon I'll be running a holiday sale. So definitely take advantage of the book sale there. But it's definitely on Amazon for $22 now.
Okay, and guys, no excuses, because I've put the link in the description box. And so you can go ahead and click on that link and purchase. Thank you, Andrea, for sharing the video. But you can go ahead to Amazon and purchase the book. And you know what? We'll still be on here. So why don't you just go ahead, click that link, purchase the book, come back, because we'll still be talking. And then you can just tell Brandy, you know what? I purchased your book.
Yeah.
Also, in the description box, we have Brandy's fan pages. Make sure that you guys check those out, and also click on link her Facebook fan pages, so you can always be notified when she's doing different things, maybe in your city or throughout Houston as well. Because as she continues to write books and she continues to drop that knowledge for people, we want you to be aware of what's going on as well, all the time, because I know you do. So I know that you're going on a book tour. What cities will you be in?
Yes, I'm so excited about that. So, with me being a speaker and an author, I got the opportunity to actually be on the Faith Over Fear tour. And I was actually newly assigned as the marketing communication director. So, that's a big step for
That's
me.
congratulations.
Thank you. So next week, actually, I will be in the DMV area, October
Okay.
27th, and it picks back up in January. I'll be in Memphis, Tennessee. In March, I'll be in Los Angeles, California. In May, I'll be here in H-Town. So my H-Town people, y'all come out and support me. July, I'll be in Atlanta, ATL. And August, I'll be in Brooklyn, New York. And October, I will be in Miami, Florida.
Okay. Okay. I need you to come to Ohio. That's where I'm from.
Let me make
And
you go to that.
specifically Dayton.
Dayton.
DYT represent. We always represent. What? But I'm
Yeah,
in Orlando.
okay.
Yeah, so as you were talking, I actually posted all the locations that you'll be at. So, guys, make sure that you check that out. Her website is in the description box. You can also see that flyer there, and just make sure that you come and say hi to her when she's in one of your cities.
Yes.
So now, Brandy, what are some other books that you've written?
So earlier this year, I actually came out, me being a business coach. I got a lot of flack from clients or potential clients. They aren't into journaling or writing down. And Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain. And I'm a faith-based business. So God is my CEO. And so what I did was I came out with the Birthing Out Bosses Journal. And in this journal, I actually help you to set your goals. And I am a person that is driven by actionable goals. So immediate goals is something that I look for with my clientele and even for myself. So I set a daily goal, then it goes to a weekly goal and then a monthly goal. And then we'll get into, the 3-month goals and 6 months and then a year. But I'm not a big fan of just long-term goals because sometimes somewhere you're going to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
So I made this to kind of, keep you accountable to what you're doing every day to reach whatever goal it is that you're doing.
That's
and
good.
This is also on Amazon too for $25.
Okay, that's good. And I know that you actually help individuals write books because I know plenty of times people are like, "Oh man, I done lived a life. I should write a I should write a book."
Yes.
And so if you can just tell people about how long does the process take when you actually help them write their book.
Oh, awesome. So yes, I do help people write books. I actually do ghostwriting and those kind of things for people who have an idea but just don't know how to get it on paper. So we literally will become best friends, but in that process, so I can get to know how you speak, how you say it, the type of slang you may use, just to kind of learn your personality, and I can mimic that through a book. And I send you the final draft, you read it, you get it printed up and all of that. God has given me the gift and the grace of acceleration. So with my book, I actually got from start to finish, I was able to do it in 22 days. So It's not, it's going to take 6 months or a year. Now, I did take a break because I started in April sometimes, and I got pretty busy with life. So I took a break on that, but just counted the days that I actually worked on the book and that it was going through the process was a total of 22 days. So that gift of acceleration, thank you, God. I'm able to provide for my clientele too. So we don't procrastinate, drag our feet and all that kind of stuff. No dragging feet. We're going to get it done.
So you telling people when they contact you for that service, they need to be ready to work, right?
You got to be ready. When you work with me with anything, you got to be ready.
Yeah. Yeah. But, also, guys, I also want you to hear how sincere Brandy is, because it's not so much that it's her goal, but it's her goal to help you succeed. And that's what we need somebody. I hate with a passion going to the gym. But this one time when I got this complimentary service from a trainer, I was like, oh, this brother would make me work.
Right.
So you need somebody that's going to push you and motivate you and encourage you, because sometimes our own minds, our own thoughts get in the way. And you need, that voice that's going to, you can do this. Just take your time. You know what? It's okay if you didn't work on it today. Tomorrow's a new day. Let's get back up and do it.
Right? Yes, you cannot just stay. You can't stay in that place. You got to get up.
You do. You do.
I'm going to extend my hand and I'm going to pull you up, a swift pull. Get up from there. Get up.
Like, what you doing? You like on day 3 down there.
Right.
But can you tell me a little bit more about your business, Birthing Out Bosses?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a certified business coach. And within Birthing Out Bosses, I provide so many services. I just launched a digital marketing agency, and that's where I actually will provide websites, logos. I provide you with the knowledge of turning your business into an LLC, or if you need in the beginning stages, you need a DBA, you go through EIN numbers, business taxes. I do a number of things just for people who have that idea, or even established business owners who don't know how to, drive in sales and things like that. I actually do one-on-one strategy sessions, to where I give you an actionable strategy for when we get off of the phone, for you to apply it immediately to start driving sales. And God gave me that gift too, because sometimes when you do something for so long, or your mind is not conditioned, you just can't think. It's not anything that is a fault of yours. It's just your mind is not ready to exercise. So why
Mm-hmm.
not hire a coach like myself to let me be able to exercise those things for you, and we get it done. Like,
That's
we get it
good.
done.
That's good. And like I was saying, I just think it's so beneficial. It's really just an investment
Yes.
into yourself as well as your business.
Yes.
When you do just have that coach to motivate you and really just help you along in the process, especially when it's somebody that has already walked the path
Right.
that they're trying to take you to see.
Yep.
So, Brandy, I know that people are really just excited to have you on the show. I'm excited to have you on the show as well. Is there any final words that you want to say to people that's just going through a storm right now in their life?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So I know a lot of people, they give the words of be encouraged and that kind of thing. And if you're already at a point where you're frustrated, you don't want to hear that. I know I didn't. So definitely you have to really sit down and be ready. The person that can really pick you up from where you are is God, but you have to really be ready to do the work. And I am a no nonsense, no fluff type coach. So I am, going to be here to tell you, like, okay, we've got to fast. If you can't fast all day long to hear from God, try a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. or 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., fast with only water or something like that. But you got to really be able to sit still and hear God, because He speaks all day long. But sometimes we move so fast to where we can't hear. We don't want to hear because we're trying to figure it out ourselves. And I did that for so many years. So it's time to slow down, hear God, take the direction, because everybody has a business in them. Everybody has a book in them. Now is the time. So those are my words of encouragement, is to be ready and to start doing now. Don't wait. Don't set a year goal. Start today with what you have now in your possession.
Definitely. Brandy, I just want to thank you so much for being on the show and really just helping people to see that what they're going through right now, they can overcome it. And I just think it's such a blessing when we have individuals that's taking that boldness and also discipline themselves to write something that can help others. And
Yes.
so we really just thank you for just sharing your heart today and being transparent about some of the struggles that you had when you was going through your storm. But to God be the glory, you was able to come out of that, and that I'm just thankful that you give glory to God for it. How about that? And so,
Absolutely. It's been a delightful journey. It's been a pleasure being on your show. So definitely thank you for inviting me. And like, this journey is just now taking off. So I'm just waiting on God, just to see where He's going to take me next. I gave Him
definitely.
my yes. I signed a contract with God on a blank sheet of paper with my signature, and said, God, this is my yes. Send me, I'll go. Whatever you want me to do, I'm doing it now. And we ride.
Yeah. That's so good. I just want to thank you guys again for tuning in to the show. I also just want to remind you all, please make sure that you visit the description box, because it has all of Brandy's information as well. It has her web page. It has her fan pages as well as her email address. If you ever need to get in contact her, make sure that you learn more about her services and how she can really just help you investing to yourself as well as invest in your business as well. And don't forget, we on here for a purpose. We on here because she has written a book, How Got Over the Storm That Tried to Take Me Out, But God. No excuses. The link is in the description box. It's on Amazon. Make sure that you purchase that book today, not tomorrow, because we talking about right now, y'all. This is right now. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you all have a blessed day. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Martinique the Storyteller. Also, if we're not friends on Facebook, make sure that you go ahead and send me a friend request. All right. So you guys have a great night, and Brandy, you have a great day as well.
You too. Thank you so much. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.